believe you said something like a person's one a mission is to get as close to God as possible. And I thought about that. And I thought about it for a long time. And only once, I had a fleeting connection with God. I felt it. And it got me thinking, there is much to be grateful for. If you're grateful one person or another, you're grateful for God too. And I didn't. The time when I felt abandoned in my life, I wasn't abandoned by God, I was abandoned by people, but the other day or the day before, you said, we're never alone. I didn't know that then. And I've come to understand love, to do out of love, is I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my life. I've surpassed the whole Rubinoff family. My Zeta died at 60, my father died at 69, and I'm the oldest, and I'm still going strong at 78. Well, maybe not strong, but pretty strong. Well,
the mindfulness.
So when we're talking about Ahava, I hear what you're saying, but on a personal level, I feel very close to God. So I'm doing the mitzvah not because I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I don't, but I do it out of love. I love God. Yesh li ahava gedola, and I'm humbled by this. I walk in the street. This is whether I have aches and pains, and old people like to talk about that. But I feel God watching over me.
Unbelievable.
So Ahava is an emotional feeling.
That's right.
See, I can't be long enough, and when I doze off, I'm not. The body's asleep, but
yeah. I know. Okay, let's begin. We're on page 234. So, Ziva, you're going to meditate, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Lauren, Sophia, right? You make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
234?
234. Hayiradim Shri, my children. So the Torah says, "Vayisar teinav." Esav lifted his eyes up. Vayaret hanashim v'tayeladim. He saw the women and he saw the children. Vayomer, and he said, "Mi eila lach." Who are these to you? Vayomer, and Yaakov told him, "Hayiradim asher chanan elokim et avdecha." These are the children that Hashem has graciously given to your servant. Sof Sof, Esav Pogesh Yaakov. Finally, Esav meets Yaakov. And the first thing that he says to him is, Mi eile lach. Who are these to you?
So is that how you write Hebrew, instead of saying Lacha, if it comes the end of the sentence.
That's correct.
Learn something.
אתה מנהל גן ילדים או משהו? Are you kindergarten? You have a kindergarten here? What's going on? מדוע אתה נגרר עם כל הילדים שלך? Why are you schlepping with all these children? מה נסגר איתך?
What's close to you?
What kind of deal did you make, I guess? עשב לא האמין שיש משמעות בהולדת ילדים. עשב didn't believe that there's meaning in having children. עשב תכנן מלחמת עולם ויעקב. עשב was preparing a world war against Yaakov. כתוב בתורה שעשב הגיע להילחם, that Esav was coming to do battle with Yaakov, as it says, וארבע מאות איש עמו, he had 400 soldiers with him. אבל המדרש אומר, but the Medrash says, שארבע מאות האיש היו ארבע מאות אלופים. These 400 were 400 were 400 אלופים generals. ולכל אחד מהם היו 400 איש מתחתיו, and each one of them had 400 soldiers under their command. עשב היה מלך שעיר, he was the king of שעיר, הוא היה מלך העולם, he was the king of the world. נסו לדמיין את התמונה הבלתי אפשרית. Imagine this impossible picture. בצד אחד יעקב אבינו הקטן עם ילדיו, on the one hand you have Yaakov Avinu, little Yaakov with his children, בצד השני צבא עצום, and on the other hand, on the other side you have this huge army, this powerful army. נניח שהיית הולך להיפגש עם נשיא ארצות הברית, כדי לדבר איתו על ארץ ישראל. Let's say you were on your way to meet the president of the US to talk about Israel. הייתי נוהג כמו יעקב, I would do what Yaakov did. הייתי מביא איתי את כל הילדים שלי. I would bring all my children. הייתי אומר לנשיא, and I would say to the president, לפני שנדבר על פוליטיקה, before we talk politics, מה דעתך על הילדים שלי? What do you think of my children? Interesting, eh? עשב בעצם תמה על יעקב. עשב is wondering about Yaakov, surprised. אינך יודע שיש בינינו מלחמה? Don't you know that there's a war between us? מי אלה לפניך? Who are these kids that you're bringing in front of you? מה השייכות של הנשים והילדים שלך לכאן? What do your wives and children have to do over here? Yaakov Avinu Hashiv, Yaakov answered, הילדים אשר חנן אלוקים את עבדך. These are the children that God graciously blessed me with. עשב חושב שבני אדם הם כמו מכונות לפחיות שתייה. עשב thinks that people are like soft drink cans, like, like a vending machine. איש ואישה נפגשים, a man and a woman meet, ויוצאים מהם ילדים and kids come out. האם אפשר לדמיין את עשיו הולך עם כל הילדים שלו ומנשק אותם? Can you imagine Esav traveling around with all his children and kissing them? היו לו כל כך הרבה נשים, he had so many wives, בוודאי מאות ילדים, and surely he had hundreds of kids, שהוא אפילו לא ידע מהם, that he didn't even know them. אבל עבור יעקב, but for Yaakov, כל עניין המשפחה היה עמוק מכל עמוק. For Yaakov, the whole thing of family is the deepest. בתשובתו, in his answer to Esav, הוא התכוון לומר לעשו, what he was trying to tell Esav was like this, אינך מכיר את הקשר שלי עם נשותיי? You don't recognize my connection with my wives. אינך יכול להבין את הקשר שלי עם ילדיי. You're not able to understand my connection with my children. אינך יכול לחדור לעומק הקשר שלי עם השם. You're not able to connect, to penetrate, to understand the depth of my connection with God. כשהייתי ילד קטן, when I was a little kid, ליל הסדר של אבי היה מיוחד מאוד. My father's seder on Pesach night was very special. הוא היה מספר לנו תורה מהסבא שלנו. He would tell us a teaching from our grandfather. כתוב, it says, ויתן לעשו את הר שעיר לרשת אותו. I have given to Esav the Mount Seir as an inheritance. ומייד כתוב, and then immediately following it says, ויעקב ובניו ירדו מצרים. Yaakov and his children went down to Egypt. מה משמעות ההקבלה הזו? What is the meaning of this parallel? In other words, ותן לעשו את הר שעיר, followed by ויעקב ובניו ירדו מצרים. Savi Amar, so my grandfather said, אם היית שואל את עשיו, if you would ask Esav, page 235, האם אתה עשיר, are you wealthy? הוא היה עונה, he would answer, כן, יש לי רכוש רב, ארץ גדולה. Yes, I have great wealth, I have a great country. אבל אם היית שואל את יעקב, if you would ask יעקב, האם אתה עשיר, are you wealthy? הוא היה עונה, כן, yes, יש לי 12 ילדים, I have 12 children. עשיו קיבל את הר שעיר, עשיו got Mount Seir, יעקב קיבל את בניו, יעקב got his children. עבורו זה שיא העושר, and for him, that is the peak of wealth. This is the Hebrew translation of the English book of Reb Shlomo on the Parshat. Okay. Right? In other words, I remember years ago, did you know Usher Turin? Yeah? Usher Turin was a Rebbe in the yeshiva, in Yisrael, and he had a huge collection of Mad magazines. And Mad magazine used to be very good, by the way. But the original editors and writers they're not alive anymore.
What me worry.
Yeah. Anyway, so come on in. Come here. We have another book here. So I remember once they had a piece of birth announcements, and how different people in different professions would announce the birth of a baby. So they had the accountant, John and Mary wished to announce the birth of a new tax exemption. But your kids want to see, your grandchildren want to see.
Okay. A little later now.
Okay. These things get broadcast, by the way. Okay, so how do you look at your children? You know, are your children another burden on you? Are your children a tax exemption? Are your children, what are your children, right? And that's the difference between Yaakov and Esav. Esav sees the kids as keep them out of the way, like, you know, they don't belong with me. You know, keep them at home or whatever it is. It's just something that happens. You know, when man and woman have intercourse, you know, that it just happens, like all other creatures, you know, type of thing. And Yaakov is saying, Now, these are the children that Hashem has given me graciously. Right? That's the entire wealth.
I think one of the things that is most impressive about the state of Israel, compared to any other Western country, is the way children are so valued, so desired. It's by far the highest birth rate of any Western country.
Yeah.
Among the Jews. It's very, very different than what's happening in the United
Thanks
States.
to the Haredim, right?
Not only the Haredim, even the secular Jews want to have children.
Of course, Baruch Hashem.
And it's
Yeah,
very
Jews.
different than in the United States among
Yeah,
American Jews.
Yeah.
But I once heard that Reb Shlomo said that you don't like own your children. It's kind of like you're to look at them like they're going out to do their missions, and you,
Right.
So here it's sort of like saying different a little.
No. You don't own them.
No, it's like
You don't. He's not
you have
saying
to show up. I hate when
you
people
have
do
to-
this. It's
you
like
have-
so annoying. I find it's a very Jewish thing
what.
where they all sit and talk about their kids and their kids and their kids. You know what I mean?
No.
I think it's so inappropriate because they don't have a self anymore. They like who are you know what I mean? Who are you? Okay, it's nice to have your kids. We're really proud of you. Some people have it, some people do not, and some people will not. And so what?
Okay.
It's nice.
But
It's
that's
beautiful. Hashem gave it to you. You have to work it. But I don't really think it really qualifies you completely. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's say their kids go up the derech, and let's say their kids become a Christian, and let's say, look what happened to look what happened to Yitzchak.
so. I listened to a talk by Manis Friedman yesterday,
Yeah.
and he was saying a very interesting thing, and he says the important thing is to realize that being religious is not the same thing as being Jewish. And that at first and foremost, we, like when we educate our children, it's not to tell them we're doing this because we're religious, because then they grow up and they say, so you're religious and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
The important thing is to know that it's about the relationship. We're doing this because we're Jewish. Okay? In any case, let's okay, so let's go on and page 236. I don't know how far we're going to get to this, but let's go.
It's only 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
We don't daven mincha till at least a quarter after. No. So we have time.
Yeah. Arba'a nashim sheli, my 4 wives. I was reading Rabbi Riskin's book, Listening to God. So he relates that when the first sukkahs that he was here in Eretz Yisrael, he had become friends with a Yemenite young man, and they invited him for a meal in their sukkah. So he comes in and the man's father is sitting there, and he says, "Takira tishti," and then the next woman, he says, "Takira tishti, takira tishti, takira tishti." He came with, the Yemenite Jews didn't have the prohibition of polygamy. So a lot of Yemenite Jews came with more than one wife back in those days. So my 4 wives, so as they were greeting Esav, the concubines were in front with their children, which Leah v'yeladeha acharonim, and then followed by Leah and her children, with Rachel, with Yosef acharonim, and Leah and Rachel and Yosef were last. Benjamin hadn't been born yet. So הכתוב אומר שיעקב סידק את השפחות בילה וזילפה ראשונות, ואחריהן לאה ולבסוף רחל. So the Torah is telling us that Yaakov sort of arranged them, organized them, that first was Bila and Zilpah and their children, and then Leah and her children, and then at the end, Rachel, Ma kara Hashem, what's going on there? אנחנו מוכרחים לזכור שכל דבר שכתוב בתורה מיועד עבורנו. So we have to remember that everything that's written in the Torah is meant for us. right? In other words, this is not just a little fact about how Yaakov presented his family to Esav. This is meant as a lesson for us. Okay? And we need this every moment of our lives. So now we're going to give an amazing teaching for the women. Hein Yaakov and Esav, both Yaakov and Esav were the students of our father Yitzchak. Hagisha shel Esav hayta, Esav's approach was, Ani yodei hakol. I know everything. I know everything that my father taught me. אבל התורה לא באמת נוגעת לחיים שלי, but the Torah doesn't really touch my life. אני יודע את כל הלכות שבת ועדיין לא שומר שבת. I know all the laws of Shabbos and I still don't keep Shabbos. אני יודע את כל הלכות סוכה, אבל זה לא גורם לי לשבת בסוכה. I know all the laws about sukkahs, but it doesn't make me sit in the sukkah. האם אתה יעקב באמת מרגיש שהתורה נוגעת בך? Do you, Yaakov, do you really feel that the Torah is touching your kishkas? Hazor HaKadosh Omer, the Holy Zohar says, and V'zeh Mamash Amok Omakim, this is the deepest depths, Shekol Ma Shekara Ben Yaakov LeEsav, that everything that was happening between Yaakov and Esav, Kara V'oto Sha'ah, V'ota Sha'ah Gam B'Shamayim. It was also happening in heaven. B'Shamayim, Esav Omer Yaakov, in heaven, Esav is telling Yaakov, if it's so important for you to serve God, so why are women exempt from so many mitzvot? תשובתו של יעקב הייתה, Yaakov's answer was, שאם האיש עובד את השם בכל ליבו, the man is serving God with all his heart, בקיום מצוות ובלימוד תורה, and keeping the mitzvot and studying Torah, גם אשתו נכללת בזה, his wife is included in his service. כאילו שהיא שותפה במצווה, as if she is a partner in the mitzvah. וגם היא זוכה לעלות למדרגה גבוהה יותר, and she also merits to reach a higher level. יותר מזה, even more than that, גם האיש זוכה, the man also merits, בזכות אשתו, in the merit of his wife, להגיע למקום גבוה יותר בעבודת השם שלו. The man also merits to reach a higher level in his service of God in the merit of his wife. אבל עשיו צודק בהנחה שלו, but Esav is correct in his assumption, שלא רק האיש עושה את המצווה, ושגם האישה צריכה להיות שותפה בה. Esav is right in the sense that it's not just the man who's supposed to be doing a mitzvah, but also the woman has to be somehow involved. לעשיו לא היה קשר אמיתי עם אשתו בכלל. But Esav didn't really have a real connection with his wife. ולכן הוא לא יכול להבין שמצווה שאיש עושה מגיע גם את האישה. So therefore he doesn't understand that when a man is doing a mitzvah, it's mamish relating to him and his wife. Question.
No, I'm just sitting with that.
Huh?
I'm just sitting with that.
You're just staying with that? Yeah.
But any schoolboy knows the answer to Esav's question. So why are
women exempt? Yeah.
Everybody knows
What's the answer?
Shalom among Roma.
That's but why?
So I have a question.
1 second. But why? It's true, women are exempt from mitzvot that are time bound.
Okay.
But why?
Because they look after the family.
Because they're looking after the family. But so good. He's not contradicting that explanation. But he's going a little bit deeper. the women have to serve men no less than the women have to serve Hashem no less than men.
Yeah.
They have to serve Hashem no less than men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if women don't have all these mitzvot, are they able to serve Hashem completely? And the answer is, he's saying yes. If the husband is really connected with his wife, so then she is a part of what he's doing, and he himself is growing thanks to her marriage.
But there are many mitzvahs that women are obligated to do.
True.
They can't depend on their husbands
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
So let's just say a woman is doing all of the mitzvot that she's supposed to do, and the husband is doing all the mitzvot that he's supposed to do, but they don't have a good connection, right? For some reason or whatever.
So something is missing.
Something is missing, and let's do both circumstances. Just to say it's like the fault. We'll start with like the fault of the woman. She's like turned away from him and isn't like, they don't have a good connection because of something she has done, right? So theoretically, like she's not able to receive whatever residual effects mitzvot that her husband is doing, right? And that's like a tikkun she has to work on, right? Or whatever it is. But let's say it's the other way around, right? And it's like something he's done to turn away. Like, what are the implications there?
The implications are like, the degree to which they're connected is directly related to the degree to which they both experience ascension in spiritual ascension.
But let's like talk about it like that's clear to me. But in a situation in which like a woman has no control and is doing everything she can and needs to receive these like additional mitzvot, can she just take them on?
She may.
Interesting.
That's a good question.
She may. If a woman wants to wear a tallis, she may wear a tallis. If a woman wants to wear a tefillin, she may wear a tefillin.
Right. But in this case, would she have to? Right. In a way.
She wouldn't have to.
What happens when they get divorced? Then she's on her own, and he's on his own.
Yeah.
So they find someone else.
There are some
So it's
mitzvahs.
important to find a mitzvah doer.
So there are some women's mitzvahs that a man can do.
And there are some.
When I was divorced, I began to light Shabbos candles.
Right.
And there are some that you can't.
Right.
Okay, so you wanted to ask something? Is that okay?
Yeah, I've answered the question.
And we want to ask a question.
I think it was already.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just want to say that. Say something. It's that for people who come from a Western background, brought up on equality of the genders and civilly, it's very difficult to accept this concept that men have that women are not equal in this what that they should be doing. It's difficult. I have difficulty with it. So.
I think it's
Well, the
very
difficulty
much.
is not the difficulty.
No,
is,
but I think it is a Western thing in a way.
It's right. You're superimposing a Western thing onto something that you're trying to understand Judaism through some foreign lens.
Not even that.
But anyway,
if a woman wants
go
to
back.
marry a philanthropist, she's getting that in the Western world, that kudos. You know what I mean? He goes up to president, she gets, woo, hi, I'm the president's wife. So it's the same thing.
She can become president too, like
Hillary.
Hillary tried.
Exactly. So that it's not such a foreign concept at all.
You're right.
I think I'm just trying to understand.
That
She
I think we're getting
gets
off
his merit.
Hold on, we're getting off the topic.
Not really. It's very odd.
We're moving. We gotta focus back here, okay?
Mhm.
The point that the Zohar is making, okay?
It's a serious
The
point.
point that the Zohar is making is that your relationship with Hashem, how close you are with Hashem, is directly related to how close you are with your family and with the people that you meet. That's the Jewish concept over here of That's the concept of kedusha, right? Kedoshim tehiyu. To be holy is within the community, on the street, in the shopping center, everywhere that you are. That's the point. In other words, it's not you cannot separate between your relationship with Hashem and your relationship with people. And when it comes to your own family, you have to know that if you're connected with your family, then your service of Hashem can be complete. If you're not, your service is not complete. Okay?
Does this also hold true for people who are not from Turkey? That they are close to
It's generally true. But let's go back to this, okay?
Yeah.
So we're five lines from the bottom of 236. כל זה במדרגה של בלהה וזלפה, שהיו ראשונות. So all this that we've said so far is on the level of Bila and Zilpa, that they were the two women in the front of the line. Alehen amar Yaakov le'Esav. So concerning them, Yaakov said to Esav, Kishani mikayem mitzvah v'kishani lamed, when I'm doing a mitzvah, when I'm learning Torah, אני עושה את זה במדרגה שגם הן שותפות בעשייה. I'm doing it on a level that they too are partners in what I'm doing. ואז בתורה של לאה, following Bila and Zilpa comes Following Bila and Zilpa comes Leah, והיא הייתה עוד יותר עמוקה, and the relationship with her is even deeper. Leah ניתנה ליעקב, Leah was given to Yaakov מבלי שהוא תכנן את זה. He wasn't planning to marry Leah, right? כתוב במדרש שלפעמים אדם צריך לצאת כדי לחפש אישה. The Medrash says sometimes a person has to go looking for his wife. ולפעמים אשתו מגיעה ומוצאת אותו, and sometimes his wife comes and finds him. Leah הגיעה אל יעקב. Leah came to Yaakov, right? הוא לא חיפש אותה, he wasn't looking for her. He פשוט, page 237, he פשוט הגיע אליו. She simply wakes up in the morning, mazel tov, right? And I'm your wife, mazel tov, right? Good. So, hamashmauti, what is that supposed to mean? Hamashmaut, the meaning of that is, שלפעמים אנחנו עושים מעשה טוב, אפילו בלי לדעת את זה. Sometimes we do something good without being aware of it.
Yeah.
לפעמים אני הולך ברחוב, ופוגש חבר, sometimes I'm walking in the street and I meet a friend, ואני אומר לו, and I say to him, מה שלומך מוישלה? How are you מוישלה? אולי אתה רוצה להגיע אליי בשבת הקרובה, would you like to come for this, to join us on Shabbos? מה שלא ידעתי, what I didn't know is, הוא שמוישלה היה בדרך להתאבד. Poor Moshe was on the way to committing suicide. מפני שחשב שאין לו חברים בכלל, because he thought that he doesn't have any friends. כשהזמנתי אותו לשבת, and when I invited him for Shabbos, הוא אמר לעצמו, he said to himself, היום לא אתאבד, I'm not committing suicide today, כי אני צריך להגיע אליו בשבת, I have to be by Shlomo for Shabbos. אם אחליט להתאבד, אעשה זה מאוחר יותר. If I'm going to decide to do this, I'm going to do it some point later. מה הלחץ? What's the rush? Okay.
See the halakha.
What's the pressure? What's the pressure? What's the rush?
Right.
So Leah is on the level that she comes to Yaakov without Yaakov having expected her, and Yaakov finds himself in a situation that he did this big mitzvah marrying Leah without having realized. מה פירוש הדבר? What does that mean to say? שאפילו מה שאני עושה בלי שכר או מעבר למודעות, and even if I believe, בלי שכל או מעבר למודעות, anything that I do without thought and beyond consciousness, מגיע מעומק העומקים שלי, is actually coming from the deepest depths of my being. ויכול לגעת הרחק בליבו של אדם אחר, and it can really reach far in the heart of another person. Okay? In other words, okay, we're going to have to think about this for a minute. I'm going to read on for now, but we're going to come back to it, okay? He explains, יש אנשים שיכולים לומר אני אוהב אותך. There are people who can say I love you. ולא להתכוון לכך באמת, but they don't mean it. Right? יש אנשים שדי בכך שיאמרו בוקר טוב, and there are people, it's enough that they say good morning, ואלה המילים הכי עמוקות בעולם, and these are the deepest words in the world. Right? You know, when I started doing my travels to America, I learned pretty quickly that when somebody says, oh, I like that, I'm going to call you, don't hold your breath. Okay? Don't expect it, right? Or, you know, hi, how are you? With a smile. And you know what it means? Please don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it, you know. Try it next time. Somebody says, how are you? Say to them, say to them, oh, I'm so glad you asked. Do you have 5 minutes? Do you have 5 minutes?
Yeah,
You'll see what happens. They're not going to ask you again for another year, you know. Okay.
A better way, if somebody says, how are you? Tell them better. If they were listening, they say, oh, weren't you well? If they were not listening, they'll say, isn't that lovely? Have a nice day.
Anyway, the point
when
is,
they really mean it, it was kind of
the
surprising.
point is that
That they want-
it's you could be saving somebody's life just by saying good morning, and you could say to someone, I love you, and it doesn't mean anything. Okay? So Leah imenu במדרגה שהיא יכולה לומר רק בוקר טוב, והמילים האלה ישנו שמיים וארץ. Leah is on the level that she could say good morning, and these words will change heaven and earth. המאור בשמש אומר על רבי אלימלך מליז'נסק, the Sefer מאור בשמש, says about Rabbi Elimelech, שכל מה שהוא רומם בני אדם בכך שהיה הרבי שלהם, אנשים רבים יותר התרוממו מן הקרקע רק מצפייה בו כשהלך ברחוב. He says, as much as he lifts up people by being their Rebbe, many more people were elevated just from the ground, just by seeing the Rebbe Elimelech. Okay.
What is the word mitzipia?
Sipia, looking at.
This is who Maor Shemesh is the Talmid?
Was a student of the Rebbe Elimelech.
What was his real name?
I don't remember.
Wait, or what?
Ma'or b'shemesh.
Mm-hmm.
So Reb Shlomo is saying is that Leah was on this awesome level that even if she would just say good morning to you, you would be blown away. Okay? There's a story about a kid that was paralyzed. למרבה הצער ברגליים, she couldn't walk, ולא היה יכול ללכת. הוריו היו נבוכים ולא ידעו מה לעשות. His parents were at a loss, they didn't know what to do. לקראת חתונת ביתו של החוזה מלובלין הקדוש, so when the daughter of the Chozeh of Lublin was getting married, יעצו להם חבריהם להניח את בנם בשכיבה במסלול הליכתו של החוזה. So their friend said, take your child and lie him down on the path that the Chozeh is going to be walking on. כדי שיראה אותו so that he should see your child, Yivarech oto, and give him a blessing. אבל היו שם אלפי אנשים, there were thousands of people there, ואי אפשר היה לעבור בקרב ההמון. It wasn't possible to get through the people. כשיצא חוזה מלובלין בבוקר, שבת השבע ברכות. So Shabbos morning, when the Chayzer was going out early in the morning, the Shabbos of Sheva B'chol, כדי ללכת לבית הכנסת, when he was going to shul, היה כל כך צפוף, עד שתלמידיו, שתלמידו רב נפתלי מרבשיץ, הלך לפניו כדי לפנות לו מקום לעבור. So the Ravshitzer was walking in front of him to make space for him to pass through. לפתע, suddenly, הוא נתקל בילד ששכב שם. So he bumps into this kid who's lying there. כמעט דרך עליו, he almost stepped on him. רב נפתלי לא היה פנאי לחשוב. So Reb Naftali didn't have time to think. אז הוא אמר, so he said, אתה יכול בבקשה לקום וללכת מפה? Can you please get up and get out of here? והילד קם ורץ משם. The kid got up and he ran away. עד כדי כך היה עמוק הדיבור של רב נפתלי. Reb Naftali's speech was so deep, שכל מילה שהוציא מפיו הגיע למקומות שלא יאמנו. That every word that he spoke was reaching places that you wouldn't believe. זו המדרגה של לאה. That's the מדרגה of Leah. That's the level of Leah. יעקב לא יכול אפילו לומר שעשה מצווה ואשתו שותפה במעשה. Yaakov can't even say that he did a mitzvah and that his wife was a partner in what he did. מפני שהעשייה עצמה לא הייתה מתוך מודעות. Because his act was not from a conscious level. עד כדי כך זה עמוק. This is so deep. Now, I got to make a little admission here. I don't quite get it all yet, okay? לבסוף הראה יעקב לעשו את רחל. Finally, Yaakov shows Rachel to Esav. כולם יודעים שהאויב הגדול ביותר של עשו, everybody knows that Esav's biggest enemy, who Yosef HaTzadik, is Yosef the Tzaddik. בנה של רחל, the son of Rachel. כל עניינה של רחל היא עבודת השם. Rachel is all about serving God. Esav סבר שאין צורך לעבוד את השם. Esav thought there's no need to serve God מפני שאין לזה שום משמעות, because it doesn't really have any meaning. כאבק פורח. It's like dust that flies in the wind. ואילו יוסף הצדיק לא חדל לעבוד את השם אפילו להרף עין. יוסף הצדיק didn't stop serving Hashem even for the blink of an eye. וזה הדבר הכי הפוך מעשו בעולם. And that's the most opposite of Esav in the entire world. ואחרי כל זה, and after all that, הדבר המדהים ביותר, the most amazing thing is, ברגע אחד, Esav כל כך נדהם. For one moment, Esav is like really in shock or surprised. הוא לא היה יכול להאמין שדבר כזה קיים במציאות. He couldn't believe that there was such a thing that existed. שיש משפחה בעולם, that there's actually a family in the world, שכולם בה מאוחדים ומחוברים כל כך. That they're so united, they're so connected to each other. שאפילו בעלי החיים באותה משפחה קשורים לבעליהם כל כך, that even the animals that they possess are connected to them, right? Earlier this week we learned a story about the man's cow, right? And there was the spread of Kedusha, that the Yid sold a cow, and the Gentile came and he wanted his money back because it didn't work on Shabbos, you know. Okay, so what are we going to take away from this over here? So actually, Rabbi Manus Friedman was talking yesterday about relationships. So when Hashem came and to give the Torah and he offered it to the different nations, the first thing that they said was, what's written in it? And then they'll decide. Hashem came to the Jews and said, I want to give you the Torah. They said, okay. Then they said, okay, what's written in it? So he says, we're good at relationships, but we're not so good at being religious. In other words, Hashem, you want to give me something? Great. It's about the relationship. Nasa before Nishma. Understand? You want me to do something? He says, we're not so good at being religious. 40 days after we got the Torah, we said, oh, you're not allowed to make an idol. Let's see what happens. Right? We're not so good about being religious throughout the ages. But we know that we're Jews. Understand? We know that we're in a relationship with Hashem. Okay? And the whole thing is about more than how many mitzvahs that you do, is how strong is your relationship? How much are you aware that I'm a Yid and I'm in a relationship with God?
So we started today.
Yeah. So you're going to meditate for a good 45 minutes today, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
So tomorrow it's Yehudas Golshevsky and Rabbi Fink tomorrow
Yes, I
morning.
know.
And then we continue on Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you, Rebbe.
So thank you for coming. So the Indian is, there are people that you relate on the level of, like Bila and Zilpa. You're connected with them so much that whatever you're doing, they're a part of it. Okay? Like, for example, in davening, L'Shem Yichud Kudshe Brichu V'Shchinte V'Yacht Hashem Yudke B'Vavke Yichud Hashem B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Right? When you're davening, you have to say, I'm doing this in the name of all of Israel. Right? Any mitzvah, you should be doing it in the name of all of Israel. In other words, you're not doing it just for yourself, you're doing it for the whole people. Okay? So there are people that you're not that connected with them, but you're bringing them into what you're doing, right? You realize that yes, there is a connection, and that what I do can either elevate you or, God forbid, the other way. Okay. Then there is the level of Leah, he was saying, right? That Leah is this very, very powerful woman, and and she and Yaakov are so connected that it's even beyond conscious connection. In other words, she shows up. She's all of a sudden she's there. She's married with him, right? There's this connection that he didn't even have to think about it. It's there, okay? And then there's the connection with Rachel, right? That it's so deep that what comes from that connection is so powerful that even the biggest enemy gets surprised by the fact that you could bring such a child into the world, that you could bring such a child that's constantly serving Hashem. Okay, and that's all a function of how connected are we with each other. Okay. The story is that the censor one day walked into the Besmedrish and he sees the young man. He's like very happy. So he says, "Why are you so happy?" She says, oh, I just learned 10 pages of Talmud in the Iyun. So the censor says, if you did it in the name of all of Israel, Hashem called Yisrael, so then I'm also happy because I have a part of it. But if you didn't do it in the name of all of Israel, he says, I'm not interested in your learning. I'm not interested in what you did. Right? So the question, somebody's sitting and learning, and then they're walking in the street and they meet somebody and they're not connected because he was learning also not connected. His learning was just about himself, I'm going to be a Talmud Chacham, I'm going to be a Rosh Hashiva, I'm going to this, and rather than I'm learning to bring Hashem's presence into the world in the name of all of Israel. Okay.
We have to think that consciously when we're learning.
So we say, that's why Reb Nachman says every so often during learning, since learning is an intellectual thing, right? So it's very easy to get wrapped up in yourself. Okay. So this Reb Nachman says every few minutes, stop to remind yourself why you're learning and say a prayer to be conscious of why you're learning.
I had an understanding of that on Shabbat. I saw in the davening, the Yismach Moshe was joyful. He Eved Naaman Karat Lo, because Hashem called him a faithful servant. And I understood that the real joy comes from serving, not from taking, not from getting, but from giving. He gave so fully that was the greatest joy. That's what we're here for.
Nice.
Someone just mentioned this in Yeshiva.
Are you there this morning?
No, not this morning. It was last week. Where does this idea of or order of studying Torah come from? And he said it's in Shema. You should teach it to your children.
Right.
It's like nothing else than that, and it turns itself into something really powerful. It's like not you accumulating the knowledge that's sort of becoming
the channel. Yeah.
Or it just goes through you, and you are like part of. It's
you're part of the whole picture, right? Very good. Have a good day, everybody.
Good.
You're aware of tomorrow's classes for the women?